In January, the Green Room is going to be hosting the very first live virtual Green Room Summit event. We want you to be there. We will be bringing on top sellers, speakers, and influencers in the industry. If you're interested in attending, get notified and get on the list. It's the easiest way to get the early bird special. Enjoy the video. Bonafide Hustler here, and today I'm going to talk to you about an amazing item that you can be finding at garage sales. What's going on, guys? Chris the Bonafide Hustler coming to you live from the inside of my office. Welcome to the video. So today we're going to talk about an item that I look for in a lot of garage sales, and honestly this item, when I find it, it's typically $20 or less. Now I'm going to get real specific because this item is something that you can find, I think, on a semi-regular basis. So it's a camcorder, but more specifically it's the 8mm camcorder. So there's high 8 and there's regular 8, okay? They both have the same size tapes. One brings out the resolution in about 420 lines, and the other one brings out the resolution in about 330 lines. So the 8mm, not the high 8, but the 8mm, you can think of it as the 330 lines of visual resolution. It's actually just kind of like a standard, videotape. The other one has a higher quality video. It'll be the same audio, but it will be a higher quality video, and that's the high 8. Now, when you're messing with these at a garage sale, it will say on the side what it is, a digital 8, a high 8. You'll see that kind of stuff on the side. But you 100% want to start looking for these because they actually have really good sale values on eBay and on FBA. The crazy thing is, even in broken condition or like non-working, a lot of these will go for $40 or above. But should you find one that actually has all the accessories, and we'll get to that later, now you're talking something that's destined for FBA. Believe it or not, a lot of the ones on FBA that have cords, that have the AV stuff, that have most of the accessories, will sell for about $120 all the way up to about $250. One of the best brands that I really like to hustle is Sony. Sony is my favorite brand to hustle when it comes to the 8mm or high 8mm handycams. I just know them real well. I used to actually be a audio video salesperson at Circuit City, which is not there anymore, but that's okay. I just learned the ins and outs of these things. They're not hard to mess with. And in this video, my goal is to show you so you can get more comfortable when you're out there in the field to pick one of these things up and to make money. One of the questions people ask is, why 8mm, right? Well, it's because that market was one of the largest markets back in the day. It actually lasted, many years. And 8mm came right after VHS-C, which was VHS/compact, which was basically a bigger tape than the 8mm right here. The cameras were bigger, so they just brought everything into a tighter camera. Some of the 8mm out there you'll find will have pop-out screens, and some won't. And the ones that don't, you'll have to view playback, and you'll have to actually do the test for the recording through the viewfinder, which is right here. Also, the 8mm camcorders were notorious for having night shot, which is, back then it was a really sought after kind of deal, and now in the resale market, it's actually sought after, but it's sought after for, I think, the wrong reasons. But you can look up that stuff up on Google, or maybe you can just tell me in the comment if you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it has night shot as well. Most of the cameras that are Sony related had night shot, which is typically found on the side of the camera right here, or it'll be a slide button right about there. All right, fine, I'll tell you, night shot was supposed to illuminate in dark through a green filter or something. It has a very green background. It's very Blair Witch Project looking, right? But apparently, with certain clothing on, night shot, you can see through clothing. Perv alert! So that's one of the main reasons why these are selling so well in the resale market. The other reason is it's a way to actually bring 8mm cassettes or high 8mm cassettes into, VHS, into DVDs and whatever. You're gonna have to have a playable source because, like I said, many years the 8mm market was a dominating kind of media, right? And so plenty of people had vacations and they were filming all this stuff. They have a library of 8mm tapes. In order to bring that to DVD or even VHS, you need some sort of a player. And so a lot of people buy this for that as well. All right, let's talk about what you need to find when you're out there in the field. You're rolling up to a garage sale. These are typically in the back. They're never in the front in the elements. For some reason, these seem to be always in the garage. I don't know why. Many times you'll find it in a case. Whoosh, it looks like this. And the camera will be inside of there with a bunch of random cables. Let's make sense of those cables real quick and the order of importance of how you should be finding them. Okay, so the most important thing that you want to find outside of the camera is going to be the power cord. Hopefully the camera also has a battery, but quite honestly the battery doesn't really even matter because they're usually all shot by now. Meaning they don't hold a charge. The most important thing to find, all right, remember, is the power cord. Very, very important. That typically plugs into the camcorder right around here, all right? Which is like the butt of the camcorder. Second thing you want to look for, AV cables, okay? Audio video cables. Now, these are for when you want to view whatever's on the camcorder onto a bigger screen, okay? You can bring it to a TV with these cables, and typically on the Sony products, you'll have one thing that goes like that into the camcorder, or sometimes it could just be a white and a, you know, a yellow, right? Or a red and a yellow. But on some of the other camcorders, you'll see it like this on one end, plug that into your TV, all these other ones, the AV, you know, standard AV things, and then you can just select video 1, video 2, press play on your camcorder, and boom, whatever vacation tape or whatever tape you can see on the big screen. Plus, this is also the way to get the video out of that unit and into, let's say, a recorder unit where you can move it to a different medium. All right, next most important thing you want to find, the manual, but it really doesn't matter, but you know, it's nice to find it. That can also be found online, not a huge deal. And it really doesn't seem like a huge deal, but if they come with remotes, then yeah, if you have the remote, which, you know, it's usually a small, crappy remote, all it does is when the thing's facing you, you can be into the frame, press record, and it records everything while you're away from the camera. So the remote sensor is on the front of the camera, you put it on a tripod, and you can do whatever you want to do in the forest and just hit record. Okay, so now let's talk about the check you're gonna have to perform when you're messing with this camcorder, because a lot of the times you're gonna perform the check at home. But remember what I said, majority of these, even in broken status, are gonna sell for over $40. So if you're at a garage sale and one of these is $5 or $3 or $10, you know, it's really important to take the swing, get educated, go back to this video if you need to, but take the swing, and if it doesn't work out, then yeah, maybe you've turned your $10 into 25, because after fees and the shipping and everything, if it sells for 40, then that's probably what you're looking at. But suppose it starts working, and suppose you do the test and it starts doing the things it's supposed to. Now you're looking at a camcorder that's likely in the 80 to like 100 range on eBay. And then if it has a lot of accessories, I mean, most of them, in fact, on FBA, you can put even one of these just with a power cord and you can sell it for really, really good money. But if it has all the accessories and the case and everything, you might be looking at a $200 to $250 unit pretty quickly and send it off to FBA. All right, so assuming you have this and this, minimum, let's say power cord, right? Which is a very probable case because most of them, you can find this part right there in the garage sale or it's like really close to it. So basically you plug that into a wall and you plug the other end into the of the camera and you start powering the camera on. Now typically on a Sony camera there are 3 switches right here, or a switcher which is right here, all right? And this switcher can go from off to basically VCR play mode, or it can go into camera mode. Camera mode means it's gonna be doing recording, and then VCR play mode means when you put it in that mode, you can actually play off here, and then you can watch it on TV or watch it on the screen if it has a screen, or you can watch it in the viewfinder. But it basically has a little player up here on the buttons, as you can see. So while you're in the play mode, you want to make sure that the play function works, the fast forward, rewind, stop, and very important, make sure the eject button works, you know, about 5 times. When you're on the camera record mode, make sure the viewfinder works, all right? And then if you figure out that that works, then pop it back in, pull out the screen, make sure the screen works, if it has a screen. Mess with the zoom, which is right up here, right? Very easy to do. And then most important, hit the record button, assuming you have a tape. And anytime you come across an 8mm or a high 8mm tape, don't throw it in the trash, all right? Try to keep one on deck at all times so that way you can test these things out when you find them. Next, you're gonna wanna test the menu functions, which if you find the ones with the screen that pops out, it's really easy to do. The menu is sitting right here on the circular button with a little raised little thing coming out of it, right? So you hit the menu button, and then from there, if you want to scroll up and down and press enter on the menu, because it's a really basic menu, guys. It's not like a mouse or anything like on the screen or anything like that. It's a little roller wheel back here that you can press in as well. So the wheel goes up and down, plus you can press the wheel in, and that helps you select certain things that you want. Last, you want to check the front light, as you can see right here, make sure it goes on and off. Then you also want to check the night shot, but for you to test both those things, the camera does have to be in the camera setting, not the VCR play setting, okay? And that's a real basic checkup. That's one of the ways to figure out if it works or not. If it goes through all of that, the camera is likely working perfect. All right, so that pretty much does it for the video. If you found it informative or you just like content like this, I want you to hit the like button. Why did I point up? I have no idea. I'm pointing down, hit the like button down there, and more Bonafide Hustler videos to come. Don't be scared about these kind of things. There's plenty of money to be made in 8 and high 8mm camcorders. They're very easy to test out. You get a couple down, you're gonna really see what I'm talking about. It's an easy way to make some great money. Don't ever pass them up when you're at garage sales. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Take it easy, and goodbye!